Are you all sitting comfortably?
A criminal on camera.
We had a team. The target was Millennium staff.
Lee Wenham was part of a mob who tried to bulldoze their way into the Millennium Dome and steal diamonds worth £350 million.
The plan was to obviously steal the £350 million worth of diamonds, use a JCB to enter the dome because you couldn't really use anything else. Get into the vault, go into the vault with a nail gun, smash through the glass, and then get away on a speedboat across the Thames.
Sounds simple.
It sounds simple, but it wasn't. Took a lot of planning.
I thought it was a publicity stunt by some film company, maybe Guy Ritchie or something.
The attempted robbery is now the focus of a new documentary produced by Guy Ritchie.
This was going to be my last job.
What's it like being back at the Dome today?
Feels a bit strange, to be honest. Yeah, I'm not that keen on coming to the Dome.
Ladies and gentlemen, the debaters Millennium.
In the months leading up to the robbery, Lee visited the diamonds on display at the Millennium exhibition. The gang hoped to use a JCB to break into the Dome and get away on a speedboat down the Thames.
My part was to supply all the machinery, vehicles, a nail gun, or stuff like that, and go to the Dome and check out all the security.
The plan to steal the diamonds from the Millennium Dome was bold, some might say even brave, but there was a problem. The police knew about it from the very beginning.
What they didn't know was that we were following them.
Did you have any clue that the police knew about what you were all doing and what you were all planning?
No, I didn't have any clue. Obviously, if we had a clue, we wouldn't have done it. No, we didn't have an inkling that what was going on.
And when did you realise something was wrong?
I realised something was wrong when the police dragged me out of a car and put a gun to my head and laid me on the floor. That's when I knew.
When did it sink in that, like, you're going to jail?
Straight away, as soon as I was arrested, I knew I was going away. It was just a matter of how long. So this is where we'll come with a boat across there.
The documentary features his daughter Beth, who was taken to the Dome as a child while her father planned the heist.
What was it like for you knowing that he was going to go to jail?
I was still quite young, so I didn't quite really understand. I think it more hit me when I actually had to go and see him. It's not something I would want anybody else to go through, losing a parent like that.
Lee was jailed for 4.5 years for his part in the attempted robbery at the Dome.
It's actually not that much, maybe 4.5 years. Do you think you got off lightly?
Might not be much to you, but it was enough.
So, what are your thoughts on the police?
I think they're all a bunch of...
In the documentary, you say you have no regrets. Is that still true?
I have no regrets about doing it. You know, we took a chance on it. You know the consequences. You know, you either get it and I have £1 million, or I'll get 9 or 10 years inside. That's the chance you take. But I've got no regret. The only thing I regret is not getting the money, obviously, and I regret what it done to my kids. You know, over the 4.5 years I was away.
And what do you do now?
I'm a landscape gardener. I've got a landscape garden business.
So you drive a JCB?
I do still drive JCBs, yeah, but I've put all the criminal stuff behind me, and you know, I've got a good partner. I've got 2 lovely daughters and 9 grandchildren, and life's pretty good now, yeah.
Some people would say, like, crime doesn't pay, and it's kind of weird talking to a criminal. What would you say to that?
I wouldn't say it's weird talking to a criminal. What's weird about it? And, crime doesn't pay, to be honest.
To promote the programme, real diamonds are apparently back on display in London, this time on a billboard in Clapham. Lee says he has no plans to take this one, although in his new book, he does call himself the Diamond Gangster. Rags Martel, ITV News, at the O2.